I guess little things like the curb reflectors are all in place. Mañana. Okay. Ran right into it. She did it again. This was happened the first time. Apparently my finger is too fat for the interface here. I'm just gonna stop trying, like, to tell them, you know, stuff. I'm just gonna be like, well, I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm gonna stop trying to pick the right category and let them figure it out. Marsh and Rockdale. Tree limbs obscuring street signs at Marsh and Rockdale. Thanks in advance for your help, period. Oh yeah. Smell nutmeg. Wow. That's pretty neat. I don't know if someone's baking or is this somebody's spice garden. Oh, someone's baking. That's strong. Smells nutmeg. Wow. It's getting more powerful as I move closer. It smells like gingerbread cookies. I haven't smelled the rosemary in a while. NIMBYs. Was that there before? No. It's new. Is it empty? I don't know. I never mess with those. Seems like it's a human watcher. Like people put bird watchers up there, bird feeders, so they can watch the birds. Put libraries there to see who goes through your neighborhood. At first it just seemed like a neat way to spread knowledge and literature. And then every once in a while, like I said, you get a nut. I'm looking at next door and some people vandalize them. Some people just go in there and take all the books. And then there's one particular lady who was going around taking out books that she deemed pornographic. She put it upon herself to be the censor. And when they confronted her about it, she was just babbling nonsense. It takes all kinds, right? No, I got a feeling. I've been coming down here because they said they fixed the one of these days. I guess I'll call that in. Not today because I don't know where I'm at. That's a lie. I know where I'm at. I'm gonna wait until I get a different phone. So this month I will get a new outdoor phone. The company I hear about is called Do-G. I guess we'll see what happens with that one. Well, it's always weird to me with AT&T what they'll do is they'll run a box on an emergency generator, and this will go on like this for months. Oh, you're a big girl, aren't you? She's weaving it while I'm watching. I don't feel like tearing this up. This looks like a work of art. Just a straight up asshole. Well, they did what they said they were going to do. That is definitely clean. Man, they did a good job. I mean, I don't have a before and after. They did a good job. I was worried. I was like, man, I gave them the wrong address, and so I put another ticket in, and they said, no, Mr. Young, we know exactly what you're talking about. We're gonna leave this other ticket open too because this one also needs work. And I was like, wait, what? So this goes, I guess they cleaned up Joe's Creek all the way to like Abrams. There's a big spider down there. You see, she puts her web. That's a huge spider too. That's probably the biggest one I see. Yeah, they cleaned this up. Oh my goodness, they did a really good job over here. All right. Well, fuck. Oh, I can pull that one off the board. Thinking about how anti-pedestrian this whole area is. It's like this section just hostily hates anybody not like who needs to be driving through here with a car. Super friendly to cars. Super mean to anything else. Anyway, it got taken care of. So that's what then. Maybe it's because I'm complaining on the tickets, but I'm getting less and less. Yeah, we did it, and then they didn't do it. At least we know that works. But yeah, I gave them 10, 102, 120. Then I ran back, put a ticket in. I said, oh no, it's 100 or it's 10, 200. Let me just close this. Mr. Young, we know what you're talking about. Because the photos I had GPS, all that stuff in there. You gotta call this in. The funny thing is, I'm never coming back here. Well, don't say never. I'm rarely going to come back here. This thing is hanging on by a thread, and it's looking sad and pathetic. It's saying, put me out of my misery. And I was like, I can't do that, but I can get you help. I'll have to cut that out later. No big deal. There is no tag on this thing. I guess I'll just have to hope for the that looks close enough. I mean, that's not it. Let's see, Joe's Creek. Where am I? All right, so this is north. My orientation. I guess this is right, because this is the only one. They don't have. Yeah, they don't have any kind of tag over here. But technically, it is. This is not here. No, this is wrong. Well, God damn it. Can you lock onto my coordinates? No. So this will not be an easy one. What's my GPS location? What does my camera say? It lists me at 388,856. This is actually pretty accurate then. All right. It truncates it and it put it up, but yeah, this is close enough. this isn't accurate at all. Alright, so this is not. Maybe Google Maps will help me. Man, that is it. How to find GPS location on Google Maps app. They're saying a pop-up thing picks and shows up. Hang on. But yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. There we go. It showed up for a second. I saw it. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, cool. All right, that's exactly what I need. Okay. I'm about to accidentally run up into Miss Spider, some spider booty. See what I got here. Yeah. I was thinking about how funny that would be. To try to avoid tearing down a spider's nest and harming the spider, I step off into the street and get hit and killed. What kind of heaven or hell is waiting me after that, right? It's like, well, you're a terrible person, so you couldn't make it into human heaven, but you sacrificed your life for a spider, so we're going to send you to human hell, but instead we're still going to send you to spider heaven. Somebody was bashing tile over here for some reason. Down to my last battery. So eventually I think I'm gonna have to hook up my external battery. That's gonna be fun. Trying to whip that thing out. This is why the spiders are so well fed. Anyway, this was an impromptu trip that came out because I just happened to look over and it said, hey, we closed your creek maintenance one. And I said, well, time to double check and put foot in ass if necessary. And credit where credit's due. Thank you, City of Dallas. I slept through it, I worked through it, I don't know what happened. Did the people see it? I'm still tripping out about that asshole in the white car. He saw me, saw the lights blinking, lanes were all empty. I'm following the Texas code, I'm in the lane, there's no improved surface. He just barreled toward me. I could swear he almost, it seemed like he sped up a little bit. The only thing I can hope for is maybe I got the license plate so I can post it, show the world what an asshole looks like. I get like 2 or 3 reactions where people say, what were you doing walking in the street? Whereas other people are like, yeah, most people are like, yeah, that's stupid. These guys are driving around like they're the only thing that matters. One of the mistakes, well, he didn't make a mistake. It was just, I had my big spotlight on, 2 blinking lights. I got 3 lights on, and a highly reflective vest. And it's not that you didn't see me, you weren't looking for me. What's he doing out here? Change lanes, motherfucker. Alright, now that I've vented. I've had nothing but good songs on, but I can't listen to them because I'm too busy doing tickets. There we go. What came before this? Right. All right. You know, I could take Coppage. But I want to take Gooding. It's been a while. Times must be tough when the roll coal crowd is over there putting for sale signs on their small penis wagons. Yeah, I know. Do it now, because I'm not going to remember. No more excuses. All right, you know who I am. That's all I ask. What is it? Street markings? I can never remember. I just pick one and eventually it'll wander over to. Don't be an asshole, man. Bike lane marking maintenance. That's not what we're looking for, is it? Man, this used to be easy to find. I guess they got rid of it. Maybe it's traffic signal, bike lane marking maintenance, street lamp. There we go. Traffic markings maintenance. Go ahead. I guess we better put on the Merrell and Rosser. Crosswalk markings are faded and mostly missing. Thanks in advance for your help, period. Okay. And you notice that one of the reasons that this is such a, well, no, Rosser's just a really popular spot. No, it was just weird. But then again, I'm weird. Out here at 2300 hours with blinking lights writing tickets. I did not plan on making this a ticket day. It was just, I was like, you know, this is a way for me to test out because I can't use the app anymore. I don't think I'm gonna buy a phone. I was like, I need to get a new phone. I was like, no, you don't. And the answer is yes, I do. It's time. Sometimes I can't tell if the phone lags because I'm using the Brave browser, and it's trying to block all those ads, and the ads are what's slowing it down, or it's a phone that's over 5 years old running Android 10 and it just can't keep up anymore. Listen, was it train? How could you leave on Yom Kippur? Like, seemed like a good time. Would you rather it have been Seder? That's the other thing, is so the guy almost damn near hit me, and I'm wearing Dayglow Orange. Dayglow Orange reflective things, 3 lights. And he still just looked at me and said, nah, don't think so. Homie, don't play that. Tango Hombre. I gotta believe that there's a word in Spanish for famished. It's like one part of the thing, I go by and I can smell sweet nutmeg. Earlier I smelled manure when I was on Marsh. And then while I was walking down Betty Jane, is it Betty Jane? Betty Jane, no, yeah, Betty Jane, I'm smelling nutmeg. And then as I come around this corner, there's a faint hint of manure. The curse of having a dog's nose. No, it never dawned on me that there wasn't going to be sidewalk. I think there's sidewalk there. Yeah. This is almost the sweet spot of where you want to live. This is the sweet spot. This is as good as it's going to get. I'm trying to think if you can walk to the store, and yeah, you can walk. You can walk over on Merrell and then take that and you go down to the Mexican supermarket. You can't make it to Central Market. Well, you could make it to Central Market. That's a schlep. But see, everybody, they're doing it right. They're staking it off. They got the thing here. They're keeping on them. I can't get this. Mostly clean. Anyway, by bike, this is the sweet spot. You could probably get by, like, you would not need a car if you lived in this neighborhood. Almost. Then you take Rosser over there all the way up to the North Haven Trail, and that'll hook you up to just about any other trail. It'll get you to the White Rock Trail. Yeah. You could almost live car free over here. There might be somebody working here. Like I said, if you got a work from home job and you're in this neighborhood, you got it made. Sounds like I've seen that lady before. My guess is she's probably talking to someone on the phone. Which means she's seen me before. I purposely make myself hard to miss. I keep telling people, if I'm a thief, I'm the world's stupidest, dumbest, worst thief. I'm a dude with lights and reflectors. Why do they have that S on there? Unless it means south better. Is there a north better? What I'm also looking for is the neighborhood tag that they put on these things. And this place might not have it. They may not have a neighborhood association or an HOA. Well, yeah, this is the sweet spot. You got kids, they can walk to school. Why am I driving you? You have two perfectly good legs and we have plenty of sidewalks. Get out there and pound some pavement. I'm not worried about you getting snatched. I've got AirPods on you, or what do you call it, air tags. But there is someone in this neighborhood who has a work from home job, who has kids that can walk to this place. And I'm wondering if they have a car. I'm wondering how often their car gets used. Like, I only use my car for work. He said, but we've seen you driving to the meetings and whatnot. I was like, that's work. Still work. And this is just a job I don't get paid to do. I do wish that there was that, like that, you want to end unemployment and whatever else, come up with a program that says, look, if you put in 50 valid tickets a month, we will give you a stipend of like $1,000 or something. All those unemployed, what generation are we talking about now? See, now she had I didn't even see hers. I guess she's coming along with for the ride. Anyway, they could almost hold games here. It's got this nice turf. Well, it was a nice turf. I don't. Like I said, they went off and did this. It's a public school on public lands, and you can't use the field. Yeah, I'm still mad about that. I was doing sprints over at Foster. That's what I lost in the tornado. I lost access to a decent running track. Anyway. Bold bunnies, man. Maybe she knows that because I'm here, there's a good chance the coyotes aren't. I will never say that I have never seen a coyote. I've seen about 2. And the whole time I've been doing this whole walking thing, I saw one coming out of the storm drain. He looked at me. He did the bro man, what's up? And I just couldn't help myself. I did it back. Like, that's the thing about the bro man, sup. The bro man, sup. You just can't help but acknowledge it. You nod your head up. He nods his he went, sup. I said, sup. And he kept going. I was like, all right. Smart creature. Coyote that talks like bro man. Is it bro man? Bro man. What's up, bro man? Much, alright. Just chill. Roman was a large black man that came up, that lived in the apartments where Martin was at, and he would come through people's windows. Sounds like a burglar, but he just, it's hard to classify bro man, because I kind of wonder if he was on the spectrum. He just kind of did his own thing. The only other creature that I've seen that had that kind of respect was One Piece, the walking bear. People would see the walking bear and he's all polite and he's got his stick, and it's like you have to nod and be polite as well. And so they would nod and be polite, and the walking bear would acknowledge them and just keep walking. Sometimes I feel like the walking bear. People look at me as like this ferocious creature that, and they're not quite sure, and then you do something polite and they're like, oh, he's just a walking bear. You can put a ticket in for this? No, we're done. It's something I wanted, but you just think about how broken things are over here. It's like they don't want you to walk in certain spots, but then they got it all curved and jagged. And why would anybody not cross at Gooding? Anyway, I've been dying to walk down Lakemont for a while. I am curious. Like I said, nobody watches the night videos. I mean, there was one that I can't, it's a mystery to me. It's got like over 80 something views. That's a lot for me. Like, as I said before, I don't advertise, I don't edit properly. I can see okay, but this camera probably can't. It's filming a bunch of darkness and weirdness. And it impresses me that someone actually sits there, clicks play, and even watches for 2 minutes. What kind of people watch these videos? Guy sitting late at night in his car, flipping through. He just said, I need something to help me sleep. Some guy who's kind of curious. Is the algorithm recommending me? Remember that these videos are not, I specifically marked them not safe for kids. Why is it not safe for kids? Because I cuss a whole lot. Oh man. Whew, someone's barbecuing, and it smells heavenly. Smells like jerky. So it might be jerk beef. Man. It doesn't smell like fajitas, it smells like jerky meat. Sometimes I can smell people roasting potatoes or frying potatoes. Not quite 2,300 hours. Sometimes I wonder what causes certain people to be contrarian. Like, do they not put the license plate in front because they don't want it to mess up their bumper or something, or it looks ugly? Are they the deep staters? Like, but they haven't fully committed. Government don't need to know my, you know, that whole thing. I see people putting their license plate inside of the car on the dash. Are they worried? Maybe they got it stolen. That might be it. That's a good idea to put them inside the car so they don't get stolen. And then they take their registration sticker and they put it in weird spots. And even though it tells you right there's only like 2 places you're supposed to be able to put them. Now I was thinking there used to be a time when I first started doing this, I would alternate walks. I didn't want to go down the bad side of on Thursday, and then I would come to this good side. I guess another thing I could do if I came down here on a regular basis is I can put in a bunch of tickets for ADA ramps. It makes perfect sense to put them on Lakemont because it takes you right out there to the two schools. My dad used to walk this all the way up here. He'd come up here and he'd talk to one of his friends, and but he had to walk in the street. That was the thing. My dad, he was paralyzed on one side, and he had to walk on the streets because the sidewalks were just always in a sorry state. Back before I started watching all the Not Just Bikes and Strongtown videos, I just accepted that was the way it was. I never bothered to ask why the sidewalks are in bad shape. I was just glad to have them there. I accepted my status as a second-class citizen. It's funny how that happens. You accept this because this is the way it's always been. I understand why my mom would always tell me about living in the Jim Crow South. You're angry, it sucks, but you don't know what resources you have to stop it, so you just accept it. You think, well, no one else is complaining, this must be the way it's supposed to be. I suspect that's what it's like to live in an authoritarian country. People say, why don't these people just stand up and rise up and revolt? And I was like, because they've never known anything else. You always make sure that you keep their leader's portrait straight and polished and dust free. And when you're out in public, you don't make yourself, you don't stand out. What's the expression they say in Japan? The nail that sticks out gets hammered down. An entire region, like that is the norm. That's the rule. Everybody learns that from day one. The nail that sticks out gets hammered down. Here we're not smart enough to say it. We're just like, eh. It's like being a nail that sticks out. Maybe we'll hang our hats on you. Running around. Why do we have to be nailed in again? I refuse to be nailed in. That's a government conspiracy. I don't care what the experts say. They tell the nails you need nail guards, so the hammers have an easier time driving you in. And the people say, fuck that, that's government overreach. I won't wear my nail guards, my hammer guards. Defiant nails. Some of us ain't even nails, we're staples. So we're really confused when the hammer shows up. You do realize I have to be driven in a special way, right? Like the hammer's too clumsy. Oh, I'm trying to remember what stage in F-Zero this is. F-Zero was a weird game because, man, there was a lot of things about F-Zero. F-Zero was Super Nintendo's flagship game that was showing people how different this system was going to be. You had that isolinear top-down view, and you saw your sprite, and then you saw how everything else was panning around it, and it felt weird. Years of 8-bit stuff where, you know, the background doesn't move, and then suddenly the background moves. You zoom in, you zoom out, there's something going on in the background, there's fires, it's like, what the hell is this? Seems like Nintendo put everything they had into F-Zero. They would put it on the commercials. Every time you see, now you're playing with power, and that would be F-Zero front and center. You'd see a flash of F-Zero, and then the car going super fast, and then you would see Zelda and Link doing the lightning spell. I think it was Quake. He's doing the Quake spell. They put everything in F-Zero. Even the soundtrack, you're just listening to it, and it's fast beats. Dun, 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 dun. The theme reminds you of an engine running, and the engine runs in different ways. There's one stage called Death Wind, and all it is it feels like your car's driving into the wind. I don't know, that's the way I always felt about it. Later on I started listening to the soundtracks, and I was like, man, they really wanted me to stay playing this game. You know, everybody remembers Mute City. F-Zero's its sound effects scheme all blended together. You hit the button, you play the beginning. It's like, okay, this is gonna be exciting. You hear the engine going, making that purr. The traffic light had an audible signal, and then the music starts, and it's horns right off the bat telling you, hey, this is going to be a anytime you use horns at the start, you're trying to tell somebody, look, we're going to be aggressive with this music, you better keep up. In Mute City, it has like a hero's theme to it. Womp, 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 womp. You're starting your quest. I know, I've become that guy. All I do is talk about 16-bit video game systems because that was the big event in my life. But it wasn't. I have lived through a lot of history. But what I choose to fixate on are the memories of an 8-bit of 16-bit consoles. I hardly ever talk about the 8-bit because 8-bit was kind of like it was a foot in the door. 16-bit came along and just blew the fucking door down. There was something here, wasn't there? I swear there was a house here. I get that feeling. Ain't nothing here but now but it's cinder blocks. Well, I have not been here in a while, apparently. There was enough time to clear out the house, clear out the rubble. I mean, they're ready to start. Holy shit. So, what used to be here, if I remember right, this was the one where this, oh, okay, I did pick up a spider web. I can't keep up, man. All I remember, there was one that had this sign that had like, this is where the street dead ends. I can't even remember what was here. What was here before? All I have to do is go look through my old videos. But you know, you never think that they're gonna knock down all the houses in this neighborhood someday. Maybe you want to put a marker in and say, this was such and such High Grove. Just know it's, okay, I know what was there now. This was the house with the ramp, right? It's gone now. And I thought this house was new, just pretty much new-ish. High Grove was one of my regular walking routes back when I had the, when I used to run. I'm sorry, I'm talking over Bobby Caldwell. So it's just a matter of time before they knock this one down. I mean, they are really getting with it, man. And here's the thing that gets to me is Lakemont, is a weird street because to me it's a street that it's a multi-purpose street. I don't know how else to define it. Like, there's no sidewalks here, but there doesn't need to be any sidewalks here. There's not enough car traffic to justify. I feel pretty safe on Lakemont, even though I probably shouldn't. And the road is wide enough. It's always been wide enough to where the car sees me, goes around me. It's just one of those things. Like I said, I've accepted it. In Lakemont, I don't feel like a second-class citizen. I feel like the road belongs to me. It's weird. Hard to define. Lakemont is kind of like the hidden gem of Dallas. But the weird thing about Lakemont is I thought it just dead end. I thought it stopped right there. And what happens is you go to the other side of Northwest Highway and there's a little remnant of Lakemont. There's Lakemont on the other side by Shorecrest and all that area. One of the reminders of Dallas's spite when it comes to building consistent grid roads. What the hell were they thinking? Because it can't be that they were just like, look, we're just trying to get this stuff out here as fast as possible and we don't have any kind of plan for this. It's like, no, they had a plan. Because despite the sidewalks and everything not having much of a consistency, the streets, you pretty much will get you where you need to go. It's almost like they built this to keep certain people out, or keep a lot of people out. You'll notice that when I was walking down Lakemont, I didn't hit my lights and put them on blink because never felt the need to do that on Lakemont. Man, there is something wonderful about the night. This part of Davila is just, like I said, there's just something weird about this section. This was where Randy and them used to live before they put that monstrosity up there. But it is a tucked away little hamlet. This is a hamlet. That's what this is. It's when people say, "Is this a nice little hamlet?" and blah blah blah. This is a hamlet. Because once I hit Mixon, things started to go horribly wrong. There's some dudes over here doing something shady, and I guess they're kind of getting away with it because I don't know why they're getting away with it. And once I pass here, things go wrong. It's not like that on Clover. It's not, well, is it like that on High Grove? No, High Grove is still kind of sensible. No, High Grove at Mixon? Let me think. No, High Grove at Mixon also doing okay. No, this is Linnell, sorry, Linnell. Mixon. Yeah, Mixon, everything goes horribly wrong, but sure is playing Mario a lot. Don't get me wrong, I like this song. I gotta say though, 2000 seems like it was a good nexus of media consumption. That's when you started having your first comic book movies. That's when you had cartoon channels. That's when you had gaming was like hitting the stride, FPSs and 32-bit gaming. Cold War was over, job market was booming, internet was showing up. And it's amazing how in one year everything just went to shit. 2000 was the nexus. You want to go back in time and travel and try to save something? I guess 2000 is where you would, is that borderline year. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what's on. Yeah, it goes wrong on High Grove and Linnell too. Linnell is the dividing line, man. Like if you're riding your bike and you come up to this point, everything was peaceful and idyllic, and then you come down here and the obstacle course begins. Yeah, the sidewalks are shitty. There's cars that never move that are parked on the street. And every once in a while I look around and I wonder if there's something, there's not as many dogs. I see him periodically. Let's call him Chong. Okay, see, somebody has broken into cars over here. But yeah, the wrong starts here. Oh. Yeah, this is a shitty street. When I say descended into hell, I really mean it. I mean, it is just like night and day, man. It's a weird line. And the funny thing is, I keep walking. You start hitting the other streets and it says, wait, it gets worse. And this is where I come from, because like I said, I'm thinking this is pretty good because at least it's got sidewalks. I don't know, it can get better. It should be better. And I think Clover would be that one street. You would turn over and you would hit Clover, and Clover is your biking lane. But once you get here, man, it's a random mess. That's the other difference, is that you're going back that other way. These people have a set bedtime. It's like nothing's happening after 9:30. Here, it could be happening anytime. It's all the way live all the time. There's no set schedule to be had here. The sirens. Yeah, the sirens. But wait, it gets worse. Cars are loud. What is keeping you in this city? I say it's family, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it's time to seriously consider it. I did this when I was trying to get my degree, spinning my wheels.